started on the coloring today. Gotta get to it. No face cam today, just gonna be hand modeling out here. Gotta knock these 2 pages out and get rocking. Let me start with her skin tone. This is her base skin tone. I'm just filling this in. A lot going on in the next 2 pages. I am behind schedule on this comic. I got 35 pages to go, 13 weeks left before the end of the year. It's gonna be rough. It's going to be rough, to say the least, because I'm supposed to be averaging 2.5 pages a week. I'm already a week behind schedule on that. So really I should have been knocking out my 5th page this week, but that's just not feasible for your boy right now. So we're operating at half capacity, not less than half, but that's okay, because we moving the needle out here. I'm about to just fill in all of these. And the reason I'm filling in her like torso with this is because the shirt she's wearing is kind of really. So like to have an underlayer with the skin tone, it just makes it a little more dynamic, gives it a little more depth, if you feel me. Yeah. I don't usually stream on Fridays, but I'm trying to switch up the streaming schedule because I'm still trying to figure out the best day to catch viewers, or my viewers, if you will. And last night apparently is like a night, that being Thursday night, is a great night to stream art apparently, or at least like early is. But I did not stream art because I was too excited to play Ghost of Yotei, a new game that just came out, and I'm obsessed. I streamed the first hour and then I maybe played another 40 minutes after the stream ended, because that game is hard in a good way, not oh it's too difficult. I'm saying like that game is fire. It just started off with a bang and I'm like, yeah, I'm into it. But yeah, yesterday I pre-ordered it. I got it yesterday. I was gonna play it, so I was like, I might as well stream this first hour because I'm already here. So yeah, whoever pulled up, talk to your boy. I'm talking about video games in an art stream. Maybe I'll talk art in a video game stream. But anyway, this game is like, hey, do you like vengeance stories? Do you like samurai swords? Do you like strong female characters? Do you like having a wolf companion? If the answer is yes, then this game is for you. And that's exactly what this game is to me. But yeah, I don't know, I think Mona over here that I'm coloring right now is like heavily by those like strong characters in a revenge story, like named Beatrix Kiddo from Kill Bill 2 is a major influence and inspiration. Yeah, character Atsu, even though like obviously the game came out after I created this character, but I see parallels between the 2 characters, so that's why I'm resonating with this game a lot. And some artsy shit, like I see myself using the photo mode in the game to create reference images for Mona here if I'm trying to do like actions of her slicing and dicing. So bridging games and, you know, all art form, art media. So yeah, that's what we're doing out here, which is like when me and one of my friends we were doing this like podcast. It was like an artist, visual artist, musician come together to talk about art and creativity. A lot of times we would end up talking about video games because, you know, an art form. What am I looking for? Oh, more skin tone. Duh. I had to tidy up my desk, but that's not for a live. Or maybe one of my live streams should be just like me cleaning up my studio space. I'll have to think on that. Okay. I'll be going from light to dark with Copic markers. I sometimes prefer to go lightest layer and then go dark back to light. So that's what I'm gonna do here. This is for the darkest areas. There aren't many of them. I know this is like a shadow, but I'll probably go over it with some blues. On my bed, actually. up so y'all could see what I'm doing. No, don't need to shade that part actually. Whoops, all good. I'm literally coloring this and thinking about the next time I'm gonna play this game. That's the of a good game. Because I'm like, this art shit is cool, but I'm trying to see like what's on with my girl Atsu. Trying to learn more about her story, what she's going through, you know? Gotta put in work first to make the leisure game time feel more worth it, like you did. You know, not like I just like worked time all week. That doesn't constitute earning a break at all when you're chasing a dream. There are no breaks. I need to leave this alone. Okay, well, I guess I could just do that and then that'll be the shadow on that section. She's looking all types of confused in this 3-panel section right here, which was the goal. So I think I achieved the goal, but y'all let me know if I achieved it. This is like an internal thought or internal feedback I have for myself, but I feel like when I stream earlier in the afternoon, I have more to say. I'm just like a little more energetic, a little more upbeat than like where I try to stream at like 9 and I'm just so tired. Just an observation of myself there. Her faces are super clear, thank you. She's just like what's this guy talking about? I always think to do like a coloring tutorial. And I actually did one on Gumroad that didn't sell or anything, but it's out there. And I feel like my skills have improved a lot since making that tutorial. But yeah, I go back and forth with like doing, but it's like, this isn't necessarily like the way, it's just like correct. But it's also like I've taken like strategies from other artists or techniques from other artists and I've just like made work for me, which I think is like the way to do it. But I don't know if that makes it, I don't know. It's like one of those like, yeah, no way. So why? I don't know. But at the same time, I'm like, people are learning from just watching this anyway, without it being like, oh, this is welcome to my tutorial. This is like a tutorial of like, if you just watch. I mean, it's up a lot from just like watching artists without them telling me what they're doing. I'm just like, oh, okay. Like better at painting with acrylics by watching a guy, I want to say his name was Raylis Vasquez, maybe. And I would always get frustrated with acrylics because I would like try to start with like light and then they would need like 70 before you could like move. And then this guy Raylis was like, nah, you start with the shadows, like the colors first, and that like defines painting. And then everything is like smooth there because like the color is just opaque. And now that's how I paint my characters. I start with like the area and I do it here too. But even this, it's like coloring with Copics. I have like two, this is the comic book workflow where I have like black, and then there's like where I'm trying to make something look like a painting. I'm not even inking anything in black, like but like at end, and it's only a few things. Put these back so I don't misplace. Let's do her lips. I literally have a marker called Lipstick Natural that I like to use on her. Tongue is showing here. Gotta whiten her teeth on some of these, but that'll be a later task. Okay, then I like to add some blush to add some color to the nose, cheek, ears. Just add some depth, if you will. Then I like to mess with giving her kind of a smoky eye, but it's always kind of messy. So let's see what happens. What up if you just joined? Your boy's working on coloring. Hopefully, it's likely gonna just be one of these pages, but these 2 pages of my comic book. I got 35 pages to go, only 13 weeks left. I'm super behind schedule, but c'est la vie. We're gonna figure it out. Yeah, that wasn't terrible. Okay. Some people are jumping in here. I'm like, afternoon, the day to stream? Y'all not rocking with art streams on a Tuesday evening? But Friday's when we're at. Maybe I gotta do this on Friday. I wasn't even planning to do that on Friday, but I might just have to. Hoping this looks more like makeup and not a black eye. I'm not a makeup artist. I don't work at Sephora or MAC or whatever the hell. I'm just doing my best out here. Okay, on her hair with this. Again, I'm gonna start with like I was watching another artist earlier this week. Fantastic marker, just alcohol marker illustrator artist. His name is Action Hank Beard, which is a crazy name, but I think it's like an old video game character. I don't actually know, but that's his name on Instagram and on Twitch. He's really good, and he does a lot of cool fan art, and it's all with inks and Copic markers mostly. But I was watching him, and he was saying that for most of his streams, he does the sketch before the stream, and I'm like, oh, maybe that's what I should be doing, because that's probably a lot more interesting to see the coloring process than to just be like sitting watching a blank page slowly come to life over the course of an hour. I don't know, I think people probably don't have the attention span to watch like a page turn into a sketch, but if you give them an image like this and then you're like, okay, I'm to be coloring this, that's kind of easier to follow, I guess. Just cracked my ankle and my whole body felt a ripple effect. I don't know if that's normal, but I worked out today and I am sore. Well, and yesterday, so I'm double sore. Every sudden movement, I'm like, oof, that area hurt. That's what happens when you hit 30, and I'm 5 years removed from being 30, about to be 36 in December. There was a time when I was 25 when I really started, no, I was like 27 actually, when I really started going hard with the art. I was like, man, if this don't pop off by 35, I'm gonna hang it up. Give myself till 35, 36, then I'm gonna call it quits. That was some BS. Now I'm like, why would I ever? Like, it's like you do this back in the day for money or attention. So like, why would you stop? Silly thoughts when you're younger, I guess. Talking about hanging it up, like you have hella opportunities to hang it up, but you kept coming back to it because it's like something you really enjoy. Don't make no sense. We put random pressure on ourselves for no reason. I'm saying that on a good day. On a bad day, I'd be like, you know what? I might just leave this behind. Contradict everything I just said. Okay, now I'm going with my darkest blue on her hair. Define those like under shadows. The lo-fi is hitting. I don't know if y'all could hear it that well, but it's jamming over here. Speaking of that, this game has this feature called Watanabe mode. And I forgot his first name, but his last name is Watanabe, and he's the creator of this anime Samurai Champloo, who had like some of the most iconic lo-fi music in just of all time. But you turn this mode on, it's like the video game becomes this like lo-fi mode by that anime, which I thought was a really nice touch. The other thing that I like to keep dark is her eyebrows, so let's do that. They're like hidden in her hair, but you could see them because they're dark. Okay. Get a little messier with this one. It's called, oh, Tahitian blue. I got one called Robin's Egg Blue. That's what I was about to call it out, but it was the wrong color. Okay, hair good for now. I did say, well, I'll do that later. What am I looking for? Her eyeballs. Is this the right blue I like to use? Ice blue. Yeah. At least I think it is. I haven't done her eyes in a minute. Yeah, seems good. I'm looking at older shots. Is it ice blue or is it light blue? Oh geez, this one's dead. Dead? Okay. For next. I don't care that I'm coloring the side here because I'm not gonna color the background on these panels. Okay. Now this thing that I always forget the right color to use for her shirt. Be sure I started using the Olo markers that I got for the free. Let's see how they look. That one. dark, but no, I think it's right. Let me see. Anytime I'm drawing or coloring or whatever a page like this where the faces are very expressive, I'm just like, y'all ain't ready for this conversation they about to have. Shit's getting real. I'll just say that. Damn, I was intending to also be live on IG, but I slept on that, and I usually use my iPad for that, and it is not up here, so sorry IG. I need to get her back in her green poncho. I'm like, she's looking too sporty or casual. Next scene, she'll be back in her full character uniform. These Olo markers are like butter. I want to get more of them, but I already have amassed a Copic collection. So I'm just like, more of these seems like a bit much. Enough with these. Now, I need, what am I doing? For like teeth, the whites of her eyes, I like to color in with like a light, and then I'm gonna go over it. Oh, this is not as light as I thought it would be, but that's okay. I'm gonna go over it with white colored pencil, and it just helps the teeth and the eyes not look, I don't know. Oof, marker is bleeding. Must have refilled it a little too much, but that's okay. I'm gonna use it for some excess shadows, hopefully translate. Oh my god, just bled like crazy. Okay, this needs to be put down. I say it needs to be put down and then I keep using it. Ooh, okay. Two there. Yeah, this needs to dry out a little bit. Oh, I didn't even hit these two teeth. No big deal. Now for the question marks, I want them to be a little red. It's like urgent of what the hell's going on. Eyes need a little more whitening. I got a fruit fly up here. Disaster. Okay, 4. Hope that means you're liking what you see. I guess whether you do or not, I'm gonna keep going here. Now I'm trying to think, like, to use ice blue for him. Now to my guy Snow. Oh yeah. I don't know why I started with the mustache, it just felt right. Okay. He's in a frantic panic in this page. More to be revealed on this conversation that they're having. Yeah, he's through it, to say the least. He's a lot easier to color because he's like not a person, or not a human being, I should say. It's just like fill it up with this blue and then go over it, make it darker for the shadow areas. Maybe throw some white to lighten it up for highlights. Those little 3 fingers like Mickey Mouse. 3 fingers and a thumb. Oh wow. Speaking of 3 fingers and a thumb, look at this. I gave him 4 fingers here and a thumb. So in one panel, he has gained a finger he's never had before. Whoops. That's what happens when you're using reference and you forget like certain about your character in the moment. Even this, like, I reference for this pose, but I'm like, realistically, his legs are shorter and his torso's a little wider, so I kind of the reference a little too much. So I'm gonna have to like shrink a little bit want to switch this to digital, but for now it is what it is. He's tall here. I want to darken him a little bit. Let's see what the blue-gray does. It's usually what I use for shadow, actually. I should have hit her with that. There we go. Instead of that like bleeding I was using. All right, back to Snow. Where are we at? 47 minutes. Let's see how long I want this to be. I'm not sure. I like to keep it at an hour. I might just add his shadows and then call it a day on this stream. Can't believe I gave him an extra finger. Okay, all marker ink is wet. Let me just reinforce these shadows. It's that flow state right now. Just going in. Okay, clean. And on that note, I think I'm calling it a day on the stream. Definitely got to jump back in and work on this later tonight though, but that'll be off stream. So with said, till next time, peace.